What's up? Back for a editing tutorial. It's been a while since I've done one, but I just posted this crazy edit to my Instagram. I've been doing a lot of edits like this recently, and everyone was asking for a tutorial on how I did it. So I'm gonna do a tutorial today, just kind of run you through my process of how I do this, what I call organized chaos. Because that's what it is. It is just really utter chaos if you look at my edit timeline here, and I apologize if it does lag or go slow. There's a lot going on here, a lot of high-res footage, a lot of effects, assets, overlays, and so yeah, I apologize for that. But first off, editing in the format of, if I come up to the format, the sequence, and show you the settings, this is the settings, 1080 by 1350. This gives you that vertical format, which is great for like social media editing pieces because it takes up more bandwidth, I guess, on the screen. And so these type of videos, I've just noticed, always do better than a 16 by 9. They just do, for whatever reason. So that's why I decided to edit it in this way. But this is all mixed media footage, right? So there's footage from my Komodo here, which is all this behind the scenes footage. And then you have photos. All of these are photos that are stitched, basically kind of stitched together. It's this photo trick that I did a tutorial on that all you guys loved, where it's super low shutter, like 1/8 of a second, and I just hold the shutter down and move the camera in and out, and then I just put those photos together in a timeline. I nest them, so what you're seeing right here is a nested sequence of those photos, and then I just speed it up. So this might be a series, right, of like 10 photos, where I like zoom out with the lens, zoom in, move around, and then zoom back out. And I basically just nest those photos and I speed it up. You can see right here it's 7,775%, so it moves, you know, pretty fast, and you can see just like, and then when this zooms out here, I cut to the other section of photos where I zoom in, right? So it's like a cool little transition where it's like zooms out and then zooms in. And throughout the whole edit, all of these green nests are photos, right? These are just photos that are that camera trick, right? Where it's just high energy shutter, the low shutter trick, and I just have them nested and sped up. So anytime you see these green nests, those are just a series of photos. So that is like a big part of this edit, is just photos kind of thrown together amidst all this stuff, right? And then with every transition, you know, I have these different assets in here, like film burns are my main transitional pieces. And so I got a film burn right here from Tropic that leads us into this. So you can see right here. And then on all of the film burns, I have like different overlays. So if I were to have the normal film burn, here's the film burn, but then I'm gonna choose an overlay to give me a cool vibey effect that leads me into the next clip. So all the transitions you can see, film burn, film burn, film burn, film burn, film burn, all these film burns from Tropic. And then same thing through this whole timeline, you can see I have 16mm film grain overlays, film burn, film grain overlays. Through the whole timeline, I have 16mm film grain from Tropic. I have dust and scratches from Tropic. That adjustment layer is my color preset. So if I declick the luminosity color here, levels, and all the color presets, there's the raw footage. Then if I toggle those back on, there's my color, right? And I kind of gave it a very like crunchy, raw feel. All of the film grain, you can see there's a lot of texture and grain. I wanted it to feel very like raw and not like super clean. And so everything in here, there's just tons of layers and overlays. And you can even see throughout the whole thing here, it's like stacked on top of this series of photos or this video right here. I have a film burn and grain, and then I have this circle asset from Tropic, right? So it circles around the prism, highlighting the prism, film burn, transition with a sound effect. With every transition, you always underlay a sound effect to give it texture, to give it pop, to make it feel something, right? So it's like boom, boom, transition. And then same thing if I come over here. So when that hits, same thing here. So if I come over here to show, sorry, it's lagging a little bit. So anytime I throw some assets, here's some more Tropic color assets. These are different like overlays that I've just positioned, our viewfinder overlays. And so with those viewfinder overlays mixed with the film burn right before, viewfinder overlay, film burn out, with a little sound effect underneath it. All these sound effects are pretty much from Boom Library, but you can see the sound effect right here aligns with these assets. And so you can see it's just like, it's organized, but it's chaotic. And so these are like organized chaos. There is a rhyme and a reason to it, but at the same time, it's just playing around with a bunch of these assets and techniques until you find something you like, throwing sound effects to match it and give it texture and root it in something, and then it feels cool. And then from here, you know, I have him, the purpose in the edit is here. He's taking a photo, right? We're zooming in, I've got a whoosh. We zoom into the camera with the photo effect. We give the sound effect with a burn, a little overlay, and then cut into the photos, right? So it's kind of like, oh, taking a photo, transition into the photos. And then I have just a series of all the photos just back to back to back to back with a sound effect, which sounds like gears moving or photos taking pictures. So it's like just kind of, you can kind of hear it under there. And then again, another flash. So it's like, it's tough to really break down this edit. You can just kind of see there's just so much going on here. Again, just kind of organized chaos, but the key to it is just textures and layers, right? I know it looks like a lot, but like this one clip right here, right? It's a film camera, then this layer that we have here, I have a film burn with vivid light. If I were to make it normal, there's the film burn, but we're gonna throw vivid light over it. It gives this shot texture. If I were to take it away, you would see the shot kind of loses its texture there. So I wanted to have that raw, gritty texture. Then I have a viewfinder overlay from Tropic Color. Take that away. I've got dust and scratches on top of it just to add a little extra texture. And then I have another film burn, which just adds a little bit of yellow kind of color and texture to it. Because if you were to see, this film burn is a deeper color right here. And then by just throwing it on, you know, playing with your overlay and blend modes, you're gonna find a lot of really cool effects. But taking this film burn, then throwing on vivid light, and then this is what gives this shot like real texture and depth. And then again, film burn out into the next shot. And then right here, because it's a light and we transition into a light that's zooming in, I found this neon light sound effect that's like buzzing. And so from right here to the start of the clip to the end of the clip, I have it buzz. And so it just gives it some nice texture again. Really quick. And then it goes into the next thing. So that's kind of breaking it down in a way. It's just using a lot of textures, overlays, film burns as transitions, matching sound effects with it. And you just get really creative, organized chaos. The main thing that is really working for me in this is that photo trick effect that gets me from shot to shot, scene to scene. And usually there's a purpose behind it, right? Like showing the photo camera, then the next thing is usually cutting to photos, right? So here again, showing the setup, showing the photo camera, transition into the photos. So that's kind of a rough breakdown of this edit and my organized chaos and how I do all of these edits. It's pretty much exactly this right here. Hopefully that helps and gives you a little insight into these edits. If there's something you want to know or see a little bit more of in detail about this style of edit, let me know in the comments below. And go check out everything over at Tropic Color. By far, the best assets and effects to use for video editors, no question, no denying it. So go save 10% with code BN10, all caps BN10, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I got some other tutorials planned, so go follow me on Instagram as well, @JacobOwens. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I'm out.